Hey YouTube, it's Cutt here, and we're bringing you another one. Okay, and welcome to Tutorial Tuesdays, where I'm going to teach you our art breakdown. I'm not teaching you anything. So I know I was supposed to have tutorials on Tuesday, and I have I'll say 6 being prepared right now, but they're just not really ready yet. So bear with me. Because listen, but our art breakdown is on the tutorial line, so I figured, hey, I'll go live and do the art breakdown. You know what I mean? Because, you know, what else can you do? Before we get started, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Remember, if you get the official Patreon, the first tier, you're able to get the early access to the tutorials. But also, if you do the all access Patreon, which is the second tier, not only do you get early access, but you also get free monthly wallpapers. So every month I do digital wallpapers that's ready for your desktop, computer, your phone. And the one that's for the month of August is the Powerpuff Girls. Okay, we're going to get it off the screen because you thieves out there. Anyway, then you have VIP and you get all the access and you get free digital packs each month. Okay, you get either vectors, brushes, 3D models, what have you. And no matter what, if you join the VIP, you automatically get the digital coloring book, and you also get the Cutt brush pack, which is the first pack, which has the inking and pencil pen that I use to do majority of my artwork. Okay. So the art that we're going to be talking about, I keep pushing the wrong button there. The art that we're going to be talking about today is the Fruit Girl. This is a Fruit Girl, and this is orange. This idea came to me randomly a few years ago. I don't even remember why or how it popped into my head, but I was like, ooh, let's draw a cute girl sitting on a piece of fruit. And then I was like, oh, let's start with orange. So this is my first one. This is my first idea. I did a few years ago. And then I was like, oh, I could do a whole series. So we're going to go through a whole series of fruits, and you can already see them on this hoodie. Personally, I probably wouldn't wear this hoodie because I feel like it's more of a female type of thing. But for the sake of video, and also I made it, go ahead. If you want this hoodie, and look at the inside. Let me do it this way. See the inside? The inside is all the fruits. This is a large. If you want this, I should have got an extra large because I like it a little bit baggier on me because it's more comfortable. It's very soft. That's all I can say. It's so comfortable. If you want this hoodie, it's available on my Etsy shop, and soon it'll be on my TikTok shop once I get everything together. I just set up my TikTok, but I only got 2 products on there, so I got to go through and get everything else on. So check out my Etsy down below. If you want to watch this speed drawing without my commentary, click right here. Well, if you're not live, click right here. And you know what I'm saying? Click right here. I don't know if I went back and actually did it. Right now, I think I went back, but by the time this video is done, I probably didn't go back. So we're just going to move on. Okay, and if you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. So let's get started. Let's go on over to the square box and let's talk about the process. And remember, this is an older piece, so there's certain things I don't do anymore. And we're going to watch that now. Where is it at? Here we go. So, yeah, this is different than how I draw now in the sense of how I start. And remember, this was my first time doing it, so I didn't know what direction I was going with these Fruit Girls. And I don't know if I already had the idea of having all the fruit kind of floating. I love a floating object. Who doesn't love a floating object? Excuse me. Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, I ain't got no liquids, no coffee, nothing. I did not prepare well for this live. Anyway, so where was we? Yeah, so the idea was, okay, we can have them sitting on a fruit. So you can see I'm sketching it out. And I was like, okay, how do I want her hair to be? And I didn't think necessarily long, but I'm glad I made it where the hair goes all the way down. And it really looks like orange juice. And her hair looks like orange juice. And I thought that was a really clever design. I wanted them to be really cute, nothing too weird or too crazy. I just wanted them to be really cute, but still beautiful, but not too, So all the Fruit Girls are kind of poised, if that makes sense. And I like that. They're all very cute. And I didn't have the idea of having the pointy feet until I did grape. And I was like, ooh, I like the idea of not doing the feet. So I went back. So you'll see there's feet here. Well, kind of. They're hiding. But then I came back and then made it like a point. And I got that idea from, well, a few characters are like that, but the character I thought of the most who has like a point foot is the girl. If you ever seen Cats Don't Dance, the little girl who's like Shirley Temple, basically. I forgot her name in the movie, but anyway, she has like pointy feet like that, and I love that look. So I was like, oh, I want that for this. And she was very plump and all that, so I wanted the same thing as well. So so you can see I sketched it all out. And yeah, I was about to say it wasn't that far back. And the thing is, I don't like to scale my inking lines, although they do have a thing on Procreate where if you scale it, it'll still keep its cleanliness as best as it can. But actually, at this time, I don't know if they had that. But either way, I still try not to do it in the inking stage. If I'm going to scale something, I want to scale it in the sketch stage. So that's why you see I started to ink, and then I was like, let me back it up, make it bigger because I felt it was too far back. Make it bigger, and then boom. If you've been following my inking journey, you know that I first like to do a silhouette of the ink first, and then fill it in with gray on a different layer, and then come back and finish up the inking. The reason why I do that is so that if it has a gray, I can clip all my layers into that gray later on, and I don't have to like make a silhouette later. It's easier to make a silhouette first than it is to come back and do it later once all the inking lines are there. So it just, yeah, because it's like if I do the silhouette of the inking, I do it once and then I just color pick. But if I ink it all out, then I have to do another silhouette of the gray, and it's just like I'm doing right now. I'm basically with that color, like I'm making but I could have just made one big silhouette and just colored it in, you know, as we go. But anyway, so I love this challenge of making these fruit because you don't have to think about color too much because each fruit has its own color. It's just about making the outfit of her. That would have been cute. You could see I was thinking about adding a leaf and this and that, but I just felt like it was distracting from the look of the fruit. Also, that's not where the line would, the way this fruit is, that's not where the stem comes from. So that was another reason I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I love the idea of adding extra little, you know, peels all over the place. I really like that a lot. So you can see I went in, I did all my sketching, I inked it all out, and now I'm going in, adding a little bit better detail into the center there because it was just kind of halfway done. And then I went back and I'm doing all the inking and all that stuff right like that. So where am I at now? So yeah, finishing all that. I like to, if I'm working on a, well, see, this is simple because this one doesn't have a background, but I still laid down some type of background color. And even this background color, although I like it because it's giving it a very much like orange sickle type of vibe, which I do like it looks like orange and cream. But I felt there wasn't enough contrast, and you'll see later on I changed it to like a blue or teal or something like that, and I think it really makes it pop. But it does feel nice in this temperature just because it feels like an orange sickle, so I don't know. Anyway, so this was the earlier stage of when I started to erase the shadow's edge to give it some type of bounce lighting. I don't remember which piece got it first, but this was the earlier days of me doing that. And it's still a technique I do to this day. I don't do it for every single piece because every piece doesn't need that. I love the way the orange, because you should see my shadows were like a blue. That's my default shadows are like a deep bluish purple. And then I lower the opacity and make it multiply. But sometimes that blue onto red things or things that should be warmer doesn't really hit the same. So you want to go for a more orangey, brown, reddish shadow if you want a warmer shadow. Because that's what you need for a warm environment like this. So I went back and kind of and did that there. So I'm trying to say, okay, you can see it here. I'm erasing the edges, and now I'm going in, and you can see I did that swap. Before I had that creamsicle look, now it's like the orange really pops. You know, it's just a design choice. You know, I like it the other way as well, but I do feel like maybe this one is a little bit more poppy. And I think I just decided to do white highlights to keep it simple, because I also, that was the other thing I already had in my mind. Well, not at this point maybe, but once I decided to do a bunch of fruits, I was like, all right, eventually, even though this was years ago, eventually I'm gonna put it all together in a product like this. And I didn't want the lighting to be too different, or at least the highlights. So all the highlights are white from what I know. All the shadows are not always white, but I mean, orange or blue, but I wanted the highlights to at least be white. Yep, you can see right there, I went back and changed the feet right there. So that's the final piece. Let's go back to the full situation way. So, yeah, look, it was a fun piece when I did it. I'm very excited that I finally have some type of product. Like I said, if you want this hoodie, and there she is right here. There she is right here, and she's all over the place. You know, I got her right here as well. So she's all over, and the whole hoodie it's all over. I wish I was a little bit faster with designing this, because I made a whole list of all different type of fruits, and there's others I didn't do. I didn't do peach. I didn't do apple. I didn't do. There's a lot of fruit I didn't do that's very popular. That could have went really nice in this. So we'll see. Maybe I'll come back and do more or something like that. But we'll have to see how popular this becomes. Also, I want to do some of them individually. Like some of these can do. This is my favorite. Grape is my favorite. Oh, where is that? Right here. Grape is my favorite. I think I want to have that on a shirt by itself. I did for a moment, but I wasn't really ready at that time. So anyway, I'm very excited. Stay tuned. I'm going to go see Blue Beetle this week, so maybe I can review that hopefully Friday. And then next week, I'm going to go see Gran Turismo. Honestly, there's not many movies in September. There's barely any this month. In September, there's like Saw. I'm not going to go see that. I'm not into horror movies. But there's like nothing in September. So hopefully there's movie trailers that I can review in September. But when it comes to movie reviews, it's not going to be many. So stay tuned for that. Don't worry, the tutorials are coming. I'm preparing them. I'm preparing a hair tutorial, illustrator tutorial, how to draw clothing on women, men, hair on men, hair on women. So just stay tuned. I'm preparing that. Hope I can record some today, this week, and be ready for next week. Also, stay very tuned. My ABC book is on its way. I'm waiting for the samples. If that's good, in the next video, you hear about it. And that's it. So if you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. That's it. What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave. It's mad buttons down there. You ain't pushed on one of them. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon.